Afternoon, guys. Hope you're well. Same process as ever. Mike's on either side. If you can raise your hand, so let me know you like to ask a question. We'll come to as many of you as we can. We'll set an embargo towards the end for 10:30 on Saturday evening. Somewhere to start, please. Mike.
Afternoon, Pep. First of all, Erling Haaland, Premier League Player of the Month, Football Writers Player of the Year. What a great accolade in his first season at Manchester City.
I think it's well deserved. Congratulations to him, of course.
Are you surprised? Because a lot of people say players need 2 seasons, or in their second season they kind of get used to you, or they really flourish. There's plenty of examples in the past. Erling's hit the ground running. Why is that compared to perhaps other players?
I don't know. Sometimes happens, sometimes I make a click quicker. So he did it quicker, and everything runs good. It runs well. So, yeah.
For some weeks, in certain answers you've been given, you've highlighted Goodison Park and Everton will actually be a really tricky tie. Why is that?
Because between Champions League games, Goodison Park for my 6 seasons here always have been so difficult. All the time, for the environment, and now for his momentum from Sean Dyche always is a front foot team, and yeah, at the end of the season is a really final for us. So I want the team just focus in this game.
How much will Wednesday night's game, whenever the Real Madrid second leg is, how much will that impact your team thinking on Sunday?
My thought is just Everton. No more than that. So it's 11 months working for the Premier League. I don't want to be distracted for Madrid because I will have time, but not much time because we play Sunday. Thank you so much. But anyway, so it's a real priority in the game in Goodison Park.
Hi, Pep. Obviously, it's probably a completely different challenge at Everton from the one you faced against Real Madrid. Does it require a major change of mentality, given what Everton are fighting for?
Well, we play for a competition. You have to switch and you have to adapt. And it's 4 games left in the Premier League, and it's really important for us to be there to keep our I would say destiny or what you're going to play for in our hands, and yeah, have today, tomorrow our trainings and prepare the game as best as possible, because the way they play is special, and you have to adapt as quick as possible.
Okay, how is Nathan Ake? Is he fit for this one?
I think it's much better, but I don't know. Today was finally we had a day off, and now we have training in a few hours, and we'll see.
Does the game change against Everton because of their win the other night against Brighton? Clearly, they're in a good place all of a sudden.
Yeah, of course they have the history, the quality of the team, to be in this position. And Brighton is one of the toughest places to go. And the result was a real impact, I'm pretty sure, in table, not just in table, in his mood and the Everton mood. And in the same time, we know exactly what we are playing for. So try to analyze what you have to do to beat them.
How dangerous are they at the moment, Pep? Because that win at Brighton a few days ago, I don't think anybody in football saw that win coming. How surprised were you by the way they played at Brighton?
But have been a big results in the last games in the Premier League. But everyone we thought that the last games every team play for something special and will be tough. And of course but can happen. In football, everything can happen. And scored the first goal in the first minute. Brighton come for incredible results against Wolves, against United, and immediately they surprised for the 2 early goals. And and the defensive structure, the physicality they have Everton. So it's really good, and after everything can happen in a football game.
It might be one of the last chances you get to go to Goodison Park. It's a lovely old stadium. Do you enjoy going there?
Yeah, a lot. Typical British stadium. I like it.
can hear, please, Malcolm. Just Dave in the blue. Yeah.
You mentioned that you play Sunday, and you said thank you very much after that. How frustrating is it for you?
I don't understand it, but I don't want to fight for that anymore. So
No, I know, but I'm just finishing that Real Madrid play Saturday. They get an extra day to recover. That could be critical in the context.
that's what I'm taking. I don't understand it, but I have to adapt it. So it doesn't matter. So don't fight anymore about the schedules and UEFA's Premier Leagues and so on. So it's what it is. So.
But is it frustrating for you?
No, it's not frustrating. It's what it is. So how many times we comment on that? So.
And can I also say, Danny Carvajal, after the Real Madrid game...
Sorry?
Danny Carvajal said that the weight of games might be too much for you, going for the league as well. Obviously, Real Madrid aren't going for the title, so they can effectively rest players tomorrow. How much pressure is there at this stage of the season to get your team selection absolutely spot on? Because there's no margin for error going in every single game.
Every team finally we'll do it. Every player is ready. Every player is ready to play and to give his own absolute contribution. So I thought a lot the last minutes to do a substitution in Bernabeu or not. I decided for the fact that the players were in the bench, have a players like Gareth so dynamic in his movement, especially Phil, Julian, a little bit of Riyad, the impact of. But in that moment we didn't need that. We need player more. Don't increase our rhythm to make the rest of the players that we had in that moment more actions, more high level. But of course now everybody will be so important because they have a lot of games. But everyone, I think, is ready to make his own contribution.
Pep, if I'm not mistaken, Haaland comes from 5 full matches, playing 90 minutes every time. Is he healthy enough for a 6th?
The end of the season. Everything controlled here. So, and I see him in the training session. I see how his body language and he make a really intense game in Madrid like could not have done. Just in case was tired.
Is he, you think, on his peak, physically wise, at this moment of the season?
Well, I would say yeah. He recovered well and is, yeah. I think it's fine. It's fine.
With how the players are at the moment, do you think you'll be able to get to the end of the Premier League season without making 5, 6, 7 changes for one specific game?
I did it twice, maybe, you know that. So normally I make substitutions. So I would try, of course, to make everyone involved.
No, the sort of rotation in the starting 11. But will there be a game?
We see. We have 5 days now. After we have just 3, and after just 3 or 4, it's Wednesday, Chelsea Saturday. Sunday. So you have 4 days. So yeah, we see. I don't make a. Now we see the team. Tomorrow we see the team, and after for my smell, speak with physios or staff, and we'll decide. But of course, when a lot of games, to choose, not to choose because the people maybe don't believe me, but I rely on them a lot, all of them. But of course, there are players that in that moment are so important for us, and we'll see what happens if we can play every single 3 or 4 days. What happened against Leeds? Then people ask me, I'm tired. And the game after was so demanding. It will be in Goodison Park, and the game against Madrid as well. So yeah, it's a lot of games. When you play for all competitions, it's normal that's happened, and we have games in hand in the past, so we have to put in now. So there are a lot of games. So when you play just for one competition or two, so it's completely different. Now with all competitions, okay, so it's what it is.
Pep, does it get harder to leave players out at this stage of the season when every game is so important?
Yeah, definitely. But not now, so in all the season. They want to play all the games, so yeah, of course.
Do you feel like the players at the minute really have that where they want to play every game where
Yeah,
in September they might not.
Yeah, no, they want to play even September. They don't like not even when they don't play, but yeah, for sure. Now the important games, everyone will be involved. That's good.
And does the end of the season feel close or still very far away?
The end of the season?
Yeah.
Well, we are for sure going to play until 3 of the next month. That's for sure. We are going to next Wednesday to. You have to deserve to win a game to play until 1 more week. So we have potential for sure. 6 games, I think so, and potential 7. So it's where it is. It's not much. So just 3 weeks, 2-3 weeks, end of the season. Go for it.
Pep, you played football and coached in Spain. Do you feel that La Liga they try and help their teams in the UEFA competitions with their fixturing the way that they do?
Listen, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure that the Liga, an example, the Premier League, want to help the teams in the Premier League. I don't think they want to, make it as uncomfortable. It's problem of the schedule. It's for this amount of competition, this amount of games. So this is the problem. So at the end, we had to put the games. And I think we could not play on Saturday because there is a Eurovision or something like that in Liverpool, and we don't have too much police or handle 2 important events at the same time. So, okay, you have to adapt. So what can I do? So we would prefer to play Saturday to prepare, yeah, definitely. So, but even that we cannot. It's what it is. So, but it's not about the Premier League or what. In French, maybe they play on Friday, and in Germany they play on Friday to help the teams have more or less. Here is completely the opposite. So Premier League is more important. The schedule is the schedule, and the days are the days. So we cannot swap. But since the day one, I felt it, and it's not going to change that one. I think in this positive way. So we'll have 1 more game to recover to the Everton game. So I think in that perspective, we'll have 1 less game to recover to Goodison Park. That is really, really important. Now we have 1 more game. Okay, take a mindset, take in this way. Have, prepare that game, and after we'll have 1 less game to Madrid, but we'll have 1 more game from Premier League, and that is good too. So it's the schedule. So too much game. So especially when you are in the competitions, we're out in the Europe in the group stage or in the FA Cup early stages. This is not a problem. You can make trips to Abu Dhabi to make a team spirit week and something like that. But when you play every 3 days, 4 days for the last month, and 90% of the guys go to a national team when they have international breaks. So, but now it's the question of 6 games for sure, maybe 7. It's just 3 weeks to fight for everything. Come on. So, and we have seen it. So. The games against West Ham was really tough. Leeds was really tough. Madrid, of course, is really tough. And the team is there. So, and this we have to continue to do.
Pep, Tuesday's game was obviously quite demanding in terms of the physicality for the players. But in terms of mentally, it must have been quite draining for them. How do you alleviate that kind of strain that it puts on the players?
But I think win helps to be better. If the previous game you win, your mental recovery is quicker and better and better. Still, we are alive, it's better. So, always I believe the human being have incredible resources to move forward, keep going. When you believe I exhausted, I cannot anymore, you can. You can. As much you are in the competitions, and when you don't play in this amount of games, in the moment you lost competitions, and after that, you go. It's not energy anymore. You have to refresh for next season back again. But as much you are there, you can be tired. That's normal. So I've said many times to play, you are tired. I know. So it's normal. You are tired. But at the same time, if you desire your mental is in the right position, the human being can have incredible energy that you don't believe you have, and really, really you have.
Something for the embargo, please.
Pep, since you beat Arsenal, they've responded very well with wins over Chelsea and Newcastle. Did you expect them to do that, or did you feel like you'd sort of broken the back of it.
Definitely they are going to win the 3 games in hand. So we know exactly what we have to do to win the Premier
You're going to
League.
need 8 points, 9 points maybe.
But I would like the games I had against Brighton, I think so, and Nottingham, and the last one I don't know. Wolves. So I would like to drop points, I'll be honest, but I think they will do with a long weeks to prepare, and they will do all 9 points.
Set the embargo for 10:30 on Sunday evening.